All right then, Easter Saturday. Easter Saturday? Can you get an Easter Saturday? Yesterday was Good Friday. Tomorrow's Easter Sunday. Easter Saturday. I'm going down to Exeter to pick up Charlie. A nice 2-hour drive. I got some snacks with me. Got my breakfast with me. So it's a lovely early start. Sun's just coming out. Bit of a grey, wet day. So let's get to it. Now that's what I call a nice cup of espresso. This is student living. Charlie's room. Now, it doesn't always look like this. It's the fact that Charlie is coming back and I said, just get your washing. We'll take the washing back. We'll give it a good wash and a good clean. And the room stinks. But I was told it's the shaker with the protein powder in it. But look, student living. Morning. Oh, another start to the week. Oh, I'm looking so tired. I haven't shaved over the weekend either. Oh, much better. Oh, smoother than a baby's bum. Bumper week in work. This week it's Easter, so we've been closed. Easter Monday, which is actually today. So it's going to be a really busy week. We're going to be behind on a lot of work. There's work I've got to be doing. There's casting I've got to be doing. I've got a little personal project that I'm working on as well. So I've got to do some casting for that. I've got some casting to do for a client who we did those. Not quite sure whether you saw them. They were the little like tree of life motifs. I got to cast them in gold this week as well. I'm a day behind, so it's going to be a really busy week. I have just come round here this morning. I got a little bit of filming to catch up with before I go out for the day. So yeah, it's going to be a really busy week. Seriously, that for this? Seriously, was it worth it? And now an even bigger one has arrived. Oh Christ, there's a cupboard there. I reversed into the cupboard. Okay. So, I always start with soap. The wax injector has been on for the last couple of hours and I got something wax injecting to do. There's my rubber. I've got a rubber. Do you want to see my rubber? This is my rubber. We are gonna just get some talcum powder to tap. You can get a little bit of spray on, sort of mold release, that sort of thing, or whatever it's called. I don't tend to do that. I tend to use a bit of talcum powder. It's nice, much nicer. And if you get the pressure a little bit too much, you get a little bit of spillage and a bit of dribblage as well. So that, there's not really an awful lot to show you when it comes to wax injecting. It's just simply a pot full of wax that gets heated up. Pressure is applied in that pot. You have a spout, so when you push the wax, no you don't, you push the mold, and when you push the mold onto that spout, it releases the wax that's being forced out because the pressure in the pot, and it fills the rubber up. Have that pressure too much and it just squirts out all over the place. There are some awesome machines that I did see when I was in Italy that do all this automatically. You just set, in fact, it even knows the right sort of pressure it needs to inject these waxes. It's completely automated. You just put it in, it takes it through, it injects it and brings it back out. Absolutely brilliant. But do I do enough wax injecting for that? No, I don't. So the first one, not a success. We're gonna put the pressure down a little bit and we're gonna try again. Just remove all the excess wax that's all around the edge of the mold. Okay, let's try again. By having the pressure lower, it means that you can push the rubber in and leave it in there, and the wax will be just squirted through gently. If you have too much pressure, there's a chance that perhaps the air that's trapped in these molds just will stop the wax from going directly into the mold itself. So there's a happy balance, a fine balance between the right pressure, or too little pressure, and too much pressure. That looks a pretty good one. So that's what we have got. These little rubber flaps that come up. And it pops out, literally just pops out. And this is the little emblem that we want on the top. And I've made it in such a way that the sprue comes along and there's two little pins that are attached to the back that I need, that I will use as the fixings that go through the disc. But the sprue comes along and I've used those pins as part of the sprue. So we're actually coming along quite nicely. I got quite a few done, and then also in between those I've also been doing these little dragons as well. So I got a couple of those on the go. So I'm virtually finished. Then I'm gonna put them onto a tree. I won't be able to cast tomorrow because tomorrow is my editing day, but Thursday I should be able to cast Thursday, which would be really nice. I love casting. Centrifugal casting is even better than vacuum casting because it's a little bit of danger, a little bit of the brands that we deal with are really good to us. They're quite dictatorial. They really tell us what we can and what we can't do, what discounts we can offer, that's my coffee, what discounts we can offer and so forth, and how we present things. And as a result of that, it is quite frustrating sometimes. But as you just saw, Clogau, who are the Welsh Gold people, really do look after us, because in that big 8-foot piece of cardboard, we had that. It's a huge poster. Well, it's not really a poster. It's more of a huge banner, as you can see. And which is really good. And the other one that I showed you a little bit earlier is this. And that is that one there. From there to there. So it just shows the customers the brand is always there. The brand is always being sort of chucked in their face. We've even got it on the counter as well. as you can see here. So it's very much sort of subliminal advertising, which really does wonders for us. Nomination as well. As you can see at the far end of the shop, we've got the nomination banners, the nomination, you can't see because it's all out of focus. Not quite sure whether you can because I've got the lights off. We've got things like this, the nomination across here, we've got the nomination banners, we've got all the nomination artwork down here as well. So as a result of sort of being dictatorial and telling us what we can and what we can't do, they really do look after us as well. So I suppose that's a bit of a trade-off between sort of having free reign with the brand and not. And to be honest, we do really, really well with both those sorts of brands. So I'm really happy with the way things are sort of progressing with that. We do a lot of money with both of these brands, but we do other brands as well, sort of smaller brands as well within the shop, but they don't sort of help us as much as these big brands do. They don't really have the sort of advertising budget for everything that goes on. So yeah, it's a bit of a trade-off, but some people will say, well, don't stock brands because then you're just the same as every other shop. And yes, I quite agree with that because that's the way it goes, but we can offer a really good service. And I'm sorry, but if my customers want a brand and I have a chance of stocking it and making money from it, well then yes, that is what I'm going to do. We are not in an area that would thrive on every single piece being handmade and every single piece being that little bit unusual. It's a trade-off, isn't it? We're not in a huge town where that sort of clientele exists. We're in a little bit of a South Wales Valleys town, and that's what they like. People travel to us because of who we are and what we do, and the commissions that we do and the repairs that we do, and they just generally like us because we really do give a good customer service, which is what you have to do these days. And that's the only way that you can really differentiate between the stores is your customer service, how you, let me turn this radio down, how you can actually sort of treat the customer and also provide a fantastic level of service. And that's what it's all about these days, isn't it? It's all about fantastic customer service and perhaps even offering something that little bit different in addition to the major brands, and whether that be an unusual brand or even the commissions and the bespoke pieces that you make up for your clientele. Now, enough of this chatting. Let's get on with it.